What's up, awesome second graders? I'm Mr. Corcoran, and it's my privilege to be here with you for Zearn Mission 6, Lesson 2. In this mission, we're going to continue our study of word problems. Let's take a look at our learning target. Our learning target says, I can solve, compare with bigger or smaller unknown problem types. All that means is that we're going to work with word problems. And these word problems are going to compare two different things. How many more boys in the class than there are girls? Or how many students ride the bus versus walk? You're going to compare two things. But in the last lesson, we compared how many letters Rose and Nikki wrote. We used a tape diagram and a number bond. For this problem, we're going to continue with the tape diagrams, but we're going to have even bigger numbers. We're going to get into some bigger numbers for these lessons. So go ahead, hold on. We're going to go quick, and here's our first problem is the review from last lesson. So in yesterday's lesson, you heard the problem. Rose wrote 8 letters, and Nikki wrote 12 letters. How many more letters did Nikki write than Rose? Well, I chose to solve this problem by making a number bond for both Rose and for Nikki. Excuse me, I said number bond, I mean a tape diagram. However, you can use the number bond. You make a tape diagram and then you label each part of it. We labeled Rose 8 and we labeled Nikki 8, and we didn't know what she had over here. We drew a 12 because we knew that the total number of letters that Nikki wrote was 12. And then we did subtraction. 12 minus 8 equals 4. Don't forget to include your answer statement in every word problem. There's 3 main parts to a word problem. You'll have to read the problem. You'll usually draw a picture like this tape diagram. You'll do some math, and you'll write an answer statement. If you've ever heard this in your kindergarten and first grade classes, it's called an RDW. Read, draw, and write. You'll need to complete those 3 steps for every word problem. So let's get started with today's. It's going to be very similar to yesterday's. I'll read the problem twice. Follow along with me. Rose wrote 8 letters. Nikki wrote 4 more letters than Rose. How many letters did Nikki write? I'll read it again slow. Don't forget to follow along. Rose wrote 8 letters. Nikki wrote 4 more letters than Rose. How many letters did Nikki write? At this time, I want you to go ahead and pause the video, get out your dry erase board, and try to solve this problem on your own. When you're ready, unpause the video and we'll explore our answers together. So, if you've unpaused, we're back, and I hope that you chose to use the tape diagram. I will write an R for Rose, and then I'm going to draw a big rectangle. It doesn't really matter what size. Whoa, let's try that again. And then I'll write an N for Nikki, and I'll draw an even bigger rectangle because Nikki wrote more than Rose. I'll try to make it proportional, but it won't be exact. So that's about 4 more. And then we go all the way back. All right. I've labeled both of my tape diagrams, and they're about right. So we know that Rose 8 wrote 8 letters. And we knew that Nikki wrote 8 plus 4 letters. We don't know what 8 plus 4 equals. Maybe you do. But I'm going to put that over here. And then I'll just draw a little bit of a number bond with a question mark. We're not sure of the total, but we know that it's 8 plus 4. And actually, let me go ahead and erase this 4 and slide it on over here, right? So that's the 8, and this is the 4 more. 8 plus 4 more. We don't know the answer, but we can make a number bond. The number 4 can be broken down into 2 different pieces. 8 needs 2 more to make a 10. That's our make a 10 strategy. You'll be hearing a lot about that. And if I take 2 out of the 4, I'll have 2 left. I circle the 8 and the 2 to know that I've combined them. 8 plus 2 makes 10, and then I have only 2 left. Remember, you no longer have 4 because you took 2 out and then you had 2 left. 10 plus 2 equals 12. This number bond strategy is going to be something that we work a lot with in 2nd grade. But if you're not there yet, don't worry about it. The easiest way to solve this problem is to take the number 8, put 8 in your head, 8, and count with me. 9, 10, 11, 12. 8 plus 4 is 12. Now we can write our answer down here. 12 letters. And our question asks us, how many letters did Nikki write? Nikki wrote 12 letters. Now, I'm going to go ahead and type the answer down at the bottom so that we know we have an answer statement. Nikki wrote 12 letters. Awesome. For our next problem, I'll read the problem twice, then pause the video, get your personal whiteboard, and try to solve it on your own. Then unpause the video and check your answer. Problem number 2. Ben solved 6 math problems. Robin solved 4 more math problems than Ben. Let's read it one more time. Ben solved 6 math problems. Robin solved 4 more math problems than Ben. Pause the video, solve it on your own, and then check your answer. Well, for me, I like the tape diagram. So I'm going to make a tape diagram for Ben. So let's scoot down here a little bit, zoom in. Boop. That's about right. So let's make Ben blue. Blue for Ben. So Ben is a B, and it doesn't matter really how you make your tape diagram, as long as you can fix it to make it represent the number that you want it to represent. So Ben's 6, and let's make Robin green. Okay, so Robin gets an R for her name, Robin. And if I made this, be careful, if you make the tape diagram the same size, it's not going to be representative because Robin did 4 more math problems than Ben. You can't really write another number like 8 in here. It has to be larger. So let's go ahead and make this a larger box, a larger rectangle to represent the larger number. Nah, that didn't really work for me. Let's try this one more time. Down, out, up, and back. See if that works. All right. So I know that Robin solved the 6 math problems plus an additional 4 math problems. You can see I kind of tacked on, I drew a dotted dashed line right at where Ben's ends because Ben and Robin both did 6, but Robin did 6 more. So to figure out the difference here, what number would be right here for Ben, how many more Robin did, or the total number, the part to whole, we will need to do some math. I almost wrote the answer. All right. So 6 plus 4 more. Using our number bond strategy, we have to think how many more does 6 need to get to 10? Now, you guys are 2nd graders now, so you should be able to figure this out pretty quick. If you can't, then we can count on. But I know that 6 plus 4 makes a 10. So 6 and 4 is an important number to know because 6 and 4 make a 10. And that make a 10 strategy is something that we use a lot. We can also say I have 6, so I'm going to put 6 in my head. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 plus 4 more equals 10. Another way to work with this is if you take 6 blocks drawn out and then you add 4 more to them, you can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 plus 4 makes 10. If you haven't got this down, you should practice at home making 10s. All right, don't forget to write your answer statement at the end of every problem that we solve. So your answer statement should be, Robin solved 10 problems. Let's move on to our last problem. Problem number 3 is Tamara found 12 ladybugs. Willie found 4 fewer ladybugs than Tamara. How many ladybugs did Willie find? Well, if we're working with tape diagrams, this has got to be a tape diagram too. So we are able to make up a tape diagram for Tamara, T for Tamara, and we make it like that. She's got 12, okay? And Willie found 4 fewer. So Willie, poor Willie, he did not get as many as Tamara. And so let's draw a nice rectangle. And it's going to have to be smaller because Willie got some fewer. The distance in between his tape diagram and Tamara's is 4. So we got 4 fewer ladybugs. We can set this up as a subtraction problem. We can go 12 minus 4 equals, we can do the math. Instead of counting down from 12, another strategy is to make a 10. Let's do this backwards. So let's make a 10. 12 minus 2 is going to be 10. So 12 minus 2 equals 10. And then I know I have 2 left over from 4 because I took 2 out. Now 10 minus 2 more, let's write that over here. 10 minus 2 equals 8. 10 minus 2 equals 8. Now this is a complex second grade strategy. So if you have trouble with that, let's double check it. Stick that number 12 in your head, and we're going to count backwards from 12. And we're going to count 4 numbers. So 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. 12 minus 4 equals 8. Did I get it right? Yes, I did. And then go ahead and write the number 8 right there in the rectangle for Willie.